And now the one you have all been waiting for, the assignment for the practice round 1. It's my intent with these assignments to get you to look at the Courier, which again, like I said, is not unlike financial statements that you might be looking at out in the real world, and to get you thinking about some things, okay? And so you're going to bounce around, you're going to be looking at things, I'm going to be asking you questions, you're going to be scratching your head. You know, if you have some start early on these, because then if you have some questions, you can ask me. If you wait and do your assignment 2 hours before the deadline, it's probably going to be too late to ask questions via email or give me a call. So please, open these up, take a look at them. If you think you know the answer, great. If you think you're going to have some problems with it, get some help. Ask me, Ask other people in the class as long as you don't give each other the answer. Okay, in other words, you can get a little guidance, but no sharing of actual answers. So, okay, first question number 1 is Chester had the highest sales and the best profit, but Andrews had better earnings per share. Why? Okay. This is one of those types of questions that I often get answers where folks really try to throw doo-doo against the wall and see if they can make at least part of it stick. And the truth here is that there is only one right answer, and it's relatively simple. I went over it in the other video, the video where I recapped round 1. So you may want to listen to that. Okay, there's really only one correct answer for this. Let's take a look, and I kind of wanted to show you this. By the way, if you've downloaded the Excel version for the decisions, I prefer that version. I've found that students recently, they prefer the online version better, but I kind of prefer the downloaded Excel version. You download it, you open it, you log in, and it updates it all the time for you. And one of the other things you can do there is you can look at the Courier on here, and by that you come to the reports. You got to make sure, by the way, that you enable add-ins. But you come to reports. In this case, it would be financial statements, right? Oops. No, it's not financial statements. It is front page, maybe, where it's got the selected financial statistics. Okay. And so here's what I'm talking about with that question. Chester made a higher profit, $10.5 million, to Andrews, $9.8 million. But if I go to the stock market, Chester has $4.83 earnings per share, but Andrews has $4.91 earnings per share. Okay, very simple reason as to why. So there's question number 1. Question number 2, Chester's variable cost divided by sales equals 71.4%. That is the inverse of what number? Or basically the opposite of what number? And again, if you listen to the original video that I did, or the recap, I think I do give you that answer in there. So if we look at this and we look at the reports, and that would be financial statements. So simply all I did down here in the income is I took the $112,057 divided by 156, and actually those would be in millions, right? 156,982,000. So I divide the 112 by the 156, and I come up with that 71.4. And it's an inverse of what number? This isn't a numerical question. It's just there should be a word answer that you should be able to find for that. Third question: why was Erie's depreciation, make sure I spelled that correctly, I think I did, significantly higher than each of the other teams? Again, probably something I discussed about, but not directly. Something I discussed in the recap, but not directly. But it's one that you should be able to figure out. What's depreciation? Depreciation is an expense that we take when we write off over time. Okay? We're allowed to write off over time certain purchases and whatnot. Question 4. In the traditional segment, what is the difference between Digby's actual and potential sales? Use the actual figures from the market share report toward the bottom of the Courier. So again, if you watched the video, you saw that let's see, I think this is nope, sorry, got the wrong one. Let's go to let's just go to the low end segment. If you saw the video, I talked about the actual versus potential up here in the chart. For example, here it looks like Erie had an actual, in this case, of about 4%. It even says 0.04, and its potential was 0.01 or 1%. So it exceeded it by 3% in that case, or 0.03. Now, these figures may not be precise; they may be rounded. Okay, but if you go to the market share, okay, and you come down and it's actual market share versus potential market share as percentages. Okay, so you can go through and you can figure that out. Should be a pretty simple answer to come up with. Believe me, that's something that I'll ask more of in the future, but we'll make that more complicated. We'll say, well, what did that cost in sales, or what did they gain in sales? And then we'll take it a step further and we'll say, how much profit did they miss out on, or how much extra profit did they gain, okay, from that. So that's it for the assignment. Just the 4 questions that you need to answer. I don't think I have a Dropbox for that yet, but I will set up a Dropbox as soon as I'm done here. And you should be able to answer those and get those back in the Dropbox, and that needs to be done before your next decisions. Okay? And the reason for that is that next week, then, after I process the round, I'll go back over the last assignment. So I'll try to build on some of these assignments so that if you remember how to do one thing and then we add a little something to it, hopefully it's a little easier to learn that way. So there you have it.